Our weekly YouTube live, and I'm Sheila from Sweetie's Creations and Decor. So when you come on, be sure and hit me that thumbs up, a little heart, and leave me a comment. So come on in. I'm gonna move you back just a little bit, and that way I think you can see a little better. If you're watching me, vertical is your best way to watch me. I like to go that way. I'm used to it, so we're gonna do vertical tonight. So come on in. So we're going to start out, this was a piece of cardboard. All I did was spray it with some water and peel the top layer off. Easy to do. And then we're going to take a little bit of our Glazed Doughnut by Paint Pixie. I mixed a little bit of white sand, which is a metallic. Happy St. Pat's. Yes, I'm a little bit Irish, so yes, part of me is Irish. So we're going to celebrate the Irish and the Blarney Stone tonight, right? We're going to go out and meet a few friends, and we decided we were tired and we're not going to go out. So I said, I go ahead and come on with you. Hey, Connie, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you. Hi to you. So it just started, but we are using some Glazed Doughnut and a little bit of our metallic in the white sand. We mix that together, and we're just going to put that on our background. This is just a piece of cardboard. This is going to be simple and easy tonight. I'm going to put a little bit, I'm going to dot a little bit off. We're just going to go and just put it on our little piece of cardboard just to give it a little color on the background. This is going to be simple and quick. I know that some of you may have other plans, or you may be going somewhere tonight. A lot of parties going on here, but it does get very, very crowded and noisy. And we just decided, you know, with this cold weather and everything, get a little sniffly. Might be better just not to go out. Sometimes your gut just tells you that. I'd rather create anyway. How about that? All right, so that's all we're doing to that. Just a little simple, light coat of dry brushing. That's all that is. An old brush you can get from the Dollar Tree or wherever. Easy peasy. All right, let's get that paint off. All right, we're going to let that just dry on its own. Maybe we won't have to use the tool too much. And then I've got this little wooden egg. I found that in the stash. So we're going to take it. I've got a piece of tissue paper that was given to me by a friend and some Happy Mail, and we're going to put that on here. And then we'll just kind of sand off the edges. It does have a little bit of an edge, but we're going to do it anyway. Let's see. Let's find a spot. I kind of like that butterfly too, but I think that's going to be hidden. Let's try some of these right here. I think that'll work right in there. Got a little bit of a, let's see if we can move it over just a little bit. I think we will, and that way we won't have that. Okay, we'll go right in here. So let's get our Mod Podge, and then we're just going to put some on. I'm going to go ahead and cut some of it off because there's no sense in having that much extra. And we'll just go ahead and just cut a piece right in here. We'll leave it plenty big, but I think we've got plenty of room right there. We'll just go ahead and end it right there. Then I've got all this I can use for something else. And this is just tissue paper. You don't have to take any backs, anything on it. It's not like napkins. Just use it just like tissue paper. And so this was sent to me. So I thought we'll just do a little brown today. Just something a little different, more rustic. A little bit more rustic. So we're going to put our Mod Podge on. I'm almost out of Mod Podge. I do have some glue and water. Let's just use a little Elmer's glue and a little water. Let's just do that. I've got plenty of it. And we'll just mix some in here. Just make it a little bit of your own. Mod Podge is all you're doing. Spritz you a little water in there. Okay. Doesn't even have to have water unless you want to. And then I'm going to take a brush that I can actually pounce as well. So I think we'll take, let's see, we'll take one of these and just use it and then kind of pounce it in. So I'm just going to thin it just a little bit with some water. That's just Elmer's glue. We're just going to put that all over we'll go ahead and put some on the background, and then we'll just kind of pounce it on here and dry it so that we can tear it off. That's usually the easiest way when you've got tissue paper. Hey, Tainer Gawk. Hey, Mary Nell. Good to see Mary Nelson. Good to see you. Good to see you tonight. Hello, hello. So we have just started. We went ahead and painted this up and just dry brushed a little piece of cardboard. Now we're putting our Mod Podge on our little egg here. And this is just a little egg that was in my stash, y'all. And I added a little coat of Marshmallow white paint on it from Paint Pixie, just to give it a coat of paint, because you will see through it just a little bit when you're using tissue paper. This is easy, fast crafting that you can do yourself. Don't have to have a lot of items. Just use some things that you found in your stash. I'm all about thrifty and quick projects, and I know a lot of you are as well. So we're just going to get that all on there, and I'm just using some glue and water. Elmer's glue and water. If you do use glue and water, make sure that you do use the white school glue. That's washable. You don't have to worry about it not coming out of your brushes, and it's a lot safer to use than some of these other glues. So I would just use the Elmer's or one of the other school glues. Make sure it's that white school glue. That's what you want to make your own. Okay, so I'll leave that because we're going to pounce it on. I'm just going to try to use, deciding which way I want to do it here. I think I'll do it. I like those little flowers at the top. Let's make sure that we get enough to kind of go around our edges, and we'll cut it a little bit, and then we're going to kind of just pounce it on. And you might have a few wrinkles, so just take it, pounce your brush. This is going to help it stick on the edges and everything. Same thing on the edges here. It's been a while since I've done tissue paper. We're going to hope it comes out, because it's been a while since I've done it. But we'll make it work. Thank you for saying hello. Thank you for the hearts, and thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate that. If you can give me a thumbs up, that helps my channel grow and helps my videos stay out there for Mr. YouTube. I appreciate that. So I'm just pouncing it, and that way we can kind of get a good feel of that tissue paper. And sometimes you can just sand it off without having to even cut it. So we're going to try that. Been a little while since I've done it, but I think it'll still work the same. I'm just going to kind of pounce it around those little edges. And be careful that you don't pull your tissue paper back off like I just did. Barely touch it right there, because it is very fragile. And you will kind of rip it. See how it'll sometimes rip. So just do the best you can. Y'all, I'm going to tell y'all, do the best you can. Just be very gentle with it around the edges. All right, let's dry it a little bit before we take those edges off. Let's see if we can make sure that stays. And listen, if it tears a little bit, don't stress about it. Just push it down, put your little extra glue, and it'll be fine. Sorry, y'all, my nose is red. I've been out in the cold elements before I came in here, and it's cold today in the south. We're supposed to warm up tomorrow, but we had snow yesterday. Y'all grab your coffee or tea and just settle in. All right, let's see if we can sand it a little better now. Yeah, you may have a little bit. I had a little tear right there, but you know, it's not gonna really show. It'll be fine. Just do it very gently. And try to pull it across the edges as much as you can, because we can put some wax on there and fix that part. It is very fragile, just so you'll know. If you do use tissue paper or a napkin, they are both very fragile. But if you'll go ahead and tap in with your brush, that's going to give it a better adhesion. Better adhesion when you do that. All right, there it is. Got a little bit right in here. It wrinkled. I'm just going to press that down just a little bit more. Right in there. Okay. And if we don't get it all the way on the edges, we're okay with that too, because we can just put some wax on there and blend it right in. Because sometimes when you have these kind of eggs that have the little lip on them, it's kind of hard to get it to stay all the way on like that. But it still looks pretty. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that pretty? I like it. All right, let's get some, let's use some oxide instead of the wax. Let's get a little bit of the, let's get the walnut. Let's get the walnut. I think that will look good. Let's try that. Let's put our glue back over there. I'm just going to take a little bit of the Distress Oxide. And we're just going to take it. We're just going to put a little bit of that on. If you get too much, just use your finger. I like mine pretty grungy, but you may not want that much on yours. So just put however much you want on there. I've just filled this one back with ink, so it is pretty heavy. But I'm okay with it because I like that. And then I'm just going to put just a little bit on the edges right here, y'all. Just a little bit. Just to make it look a little bit old, grungy. Just a little grungy old. That's all we're doing. All right, we're going to let that kind of dry a little bit. And you can also, if you want to take a little piece of that and put up here, you can do that, but it's going to look fine. Okay, and that's going to go on there. Now, I'm going to show you how I did this bunny, and I'm going to do another piece so I can kind of show you. I already had this one done, and I wanted to show you the technique. We might need that again. Let's leave it out. So, this little bunny, yeah, I know it's cutting off the top of my head, but I want to make sure that y'all can see the project. So I'm okay with it. You don't have to see you don't have to see me that much. So here's the little bunny. This is made with Form Flex compound. And if you've never used Form Flex, it is an air dry clay. It's bendable and non-toxic and weather resistant. And it's minimal to cracking. I love this product. This is from Miss Tammy. You can get it at formflexcompound.com. And I painted the bunny. Now this one's dried. I let it dry. So you need to take them out. I would take them out of your molds and let them dry overnight before I used them because they're very fragile. And then you get a good hardening of the clay that way. Now these are still bendable. That's what I love about this. This is an air dry clay, but it's bendable. So you can bend it around bottles, jars, whatever you want to. That's why I use it. So I started off with the Chocolate Souffle by Paint Pixie. That's what I started out with. I'm going to do this little cross so I can show y'all how I got this technique. Okay? So we're just going to take our brown Chocolate Souffle. I didn't put anything else in it. And I stuck a little stick in this one. So if you want a stick, you might want to stick it in while it's a little wet. Mine was not wet enough. You need to do it as soon as you take them out. If you want to put them on a stick, do it then and press into the back of it so it will hold. So let's just get this painted up a little bit. Happy St. Pat's. Hey, Miss Kelvy, how are you? Hey, Denise. Good to see you. Y'all give me a thumbs up and a heart tonight. I would appreciate that. You just hit that little thumbs up button. Sometimes it's at the top. You'll see it at the top and see a little number by it. Just press that and you'll be able to give me a thumbs up. Yes, I appreciate it. So I'm just going to get this one all painted up and dry. It looks dark, but it's going to be pretty once we get the other layer on there. Just want to show y'all the technique of how we get this. So you can check my schedule. I have it on my Facebook page every week. And you can see when I'm on. And I try to be on YouTube once on Tuesdays. It's usually my night for my YouTube lives. And then I do have some videos, and I just put a new video on there. It's still loading. Sometimes it's slow to load. And sometimes these lives are slow to load afterwards as well. There's just so many people on. I'm just getting all in there and get all that brown on there. This is another piece of Form Flex, so it is bendable. I'll show you once I dry it. It is another one that's bendable. So I like something, I wasn't crazy about the plain clay because I like something that will be able to move if you want to put it different and form it a little bit more on what you're putting it on. So I would rather just have the kind that will bend. You keep it in your refrigerator, you take it out before you get ready to use it, and let it come to room temperature. It works best, and then you're just gonna roll it like a little worm in your hand, and then you put it in your molds. I did do a mold video on here. I do need to check it because she did tell me something else. I want to make sure I covered that. So get that good and dry. Now another thing is, if it's not moving enough for you when you're trying to form it on something, you can put just a little bit of heat on it. That'll heat it up to where you can bend it a little bit too. Got that dry. See a little place right in here. I see a little, I've already put my brush up. See a little bit right in there I need to get. There we go. That got it. That got it. I've got a towel in my lamp. I'll just wipe my hand on my towel. Try not to get paint on me. Maybe I'll be lucky tonight and not get paint on me. Okay. We got that all dry. Now I've got my statuary. This is a metallic. It's kind of a brownish, coppery looking metallic, okay? That's from Paint Pixie as well. I'm just going to dip my finger in there. And you want to take a little bit off because you don't want it heavy, heavy. And then you're just going to brush on top of it, just like that. Just a little light stroke. Just a little light stroke. Just take your time with it. And just do a little, just light. You want your finger to kind of be light as you do it. Not a heavy, heavy pushing on it. Just a light touch. And then you're just going to put this on the highlight of this cross. I'm putting it also right in here. Let's get just a tad more. If you don't use it all, you can put it back in as long as it hasn't mixed with anything else. And this paint was dry, so it's fine to put it back in your bottle. Now I'm going to take just a little bit that was right there and put a little bit on the edges here. And then I'll show you how pretty this is. Need just a tad more. Oh, that is so pretty. This is what you can do with your metallics. They're a lot less expensive. Look how gorgeous that is. So now that's how I got my bunny. This is a little darker right now, so it dries. And I used a lot more on this one. As you see, this one has a lot more on it because it's a bigger piece. It does have the brown underneath. And this one is just one that I just highlighted it. See the highlights? Doesn't that make that just stand out? It's beautiful. So now it can go in an arrangement, or you could put it, take the stick off and put it on something else. So I thought I would show y'all that little technique. If y'all like that technique. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Mary Nouse. How are you? That's Ocean Breeze and Me. And she also has a channel. So go give her a subscribe on her channel. And so now I got my egg. And we're just going to glue it on a piece of cardboard. I'm going to leave a little room because I think I will put a little greenery at the bottom. I'm going to put our little bunny on our egg. It's going to be pretty simple. I'm deciding if I want greenery, if I just want it to look more rustic. I'm kind of liking it rustic. And I could put a little bit of some Spanish moss under it. Maybe that would look good. I'm trying to keep the browns. Oh, I do think I have some brown. Hold on, y'all. I think I do. I got some, hold on. I do. I got some brown. This stuff's kind of yicky, but it works. It's some brown moss somebody gave me. I think they said they got it at Target. It's kind of dry, but it does work. It does work. Let's look at where we'd put our egg. Yeah, I think I might like that. So let's just take some hot glue and put our egg on. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you, the other Mary. I like this paper. Yeah, somebody sent me a couple of pieces of this, and then I had some blue, I think, as well, too. Some blue flowers. I must have used all that. I would have loved to have done the blue, too. That would have been pretty. You know, just use your imagination and just make it like you want. I'm just going to kind of put that right there in the middle. I'm just going to press it down. And there we go for that. And then our little bunny's just going to go on here. And like I said, it bends. You can flex it, move it, bend it, however you want to. So if you were wanting to bend it around this egg, then you can just push on it. And if you heat it just a little bit, you can help it move just a little bit more. But I'm going to put it right here like it's in the garden. We're going to go ahead and put some Titebond on it. When you're using molds, I would tell you to use some Titebond, because the hot glue is not going to help it adhere for very long. And if it gets warm at all, they'll just pop right off. So I would put a good glue on there. You can also use the Pentart heavy body gel. I had some of that, I forgot about it. That's good to use as well. Now I'm going to put one little tad of hot glue just to help it hold right here. But I do not use very much at all because I don't really like the hot glue. But I'm just going to put a tad right there and right here to give it a little extra adhesion going on our egg so it'll stick. And we're just going to put that right down in here. Right in there. And it will just fit. Let's make sure we got it straight. That's one thing about putting the Titebond too, is you got time to kind of move it around if it's not exactly where you want. And that's going to all dry clear. I like it. There we go. Cute. Now let's put a little bit of this. Let's put a little bit of this yucky stuff, but it's going to probably be pretty on there because it'll give it a little brown on there. Let's put a little brown on there. I might have to put another glue stick in soon. Let's just put a little bit right down in here. Like it's, you know, maybe it just hasn't quite turned spring yet. It's turning spring here, but I don't know. We don't know yet how our plants have done in this cold weather. So we don't know if they'll do well or if we'll lose some of them. Since it wasn't for long, we're hoping that it doesn't. But we could have another cold spell. That's why they tell you to wait before you plant. We do never plant this early, even in the South, because you can lose them. Let's go ahead and put a glue. I just touch it. I don't actually put glue on it. Just touch it a little bit with a heat end. Let's put a little bit more in there. I kind of like this little grass. I think it's going to be cute. Forgot I had it. Move it over here. Let's just put a little bit there. Let's put a little bit on this side. And you could use Spanish moss if you want to. Let's get a little bit more glue right there. It looks like it came up just a little bit. There we go. Use your heat tool, because this stuff is hot. There we go. Kind of liking it. Let's trim it off a little bit. And we'll get that little ooky glue stuff out of there. There we go. Now I can tell y'all it's kind of messy, but it's okay. Don't bother me. Just trim it off a little bit. Now, I'm not going to use this on here, but I will use it on something else to go with it. There we go. Let's put just a tad. Some of this that we've got left. Let's put a little bit right over in here. Now, this stuff does stick to everything. It does kind of get messy, but that's okay. We have fun getting messy when we're crafting, right? Let's just put that on top of it. I like it. Okay. See if we can get that up in here a little bit. There we go. I like it. Okay, let's put a little bit of our oxide. Let's get rid of this. I'll put some of that back in, but most of it I'm just going to get rid of. I don't think it's worth saving. I'm just going to take it and put it right here in the garbage. All right, now we've got our little piece. Let's take a little bit of our oxide and put a little bit on the sides of our background, just to make that have a little bit more of a look right there. I like that. Now, if you had a bigger piece of cardboard, we could have just stuck it in the grass down here. That would have been pretty. We could have done that. I could, if I'd had a little bit bigger piece of cardboard. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Let's see. Let's cut a little bit of this. Okay. There we go. Let's put a little hanger on the back of it. You could make it a shelf sitter if you want to. You could use a thicker piece of cardboard if you want to. Totally up to you. If you wanted a thinner piece of a thicker piece of cardboard, you could put on thicker, but this is going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Let me get a piece of jute. Just needs a little small hanger because it doesn't need much. All right, and I'm going to take this little piece right here, and we're going to trim some little pieces to put on the back. This is just a little piece of material that was left over. Anytime you have these little scraps. And we're not going to make it real big. We're just going to start over here and just make it a little hanger to hang. And I'm going this way a little bit too. And I'm going to do my string at a little bit of an angle and a little bit longer over here. Then I'm going to take this little material and I'm going to push that on the back. That's going to give it an extra adhesion, gives it an extra little hold. You think it does nothing, but it really does a good job. Let's get this untangled a little bit. We're just going to need just a little short string, so I'm not going to take all that. I'll cut some of that off. And I'm just putting it a little bit of an angle. It kind of holds better if you have it a little bit of angle, then straight up and down. And we're just going to leave about that much to hang it. Sometimes it gets a little tangled. Just take a little bit. I think that'll be fine. We'll cut that other off. Going to take your other piece of material and stick it on. There we go. Got a little hanger for it. Let that dry. Now, I would let this dry pretty much overnight before I hang it, because even this isn't heavy, but it's got enough heaviness to where it'll pull it back off your wall if you don't let it dry well. So that's what I have for you today. Just a quick and easy. This was just a little wood egg. Probably came from the dollar store. It could have come from Hobby Lobby, just a little egg. And then I molded this little bunny. And I can show you the mold. It is an IOD mold. Everybody's using these right now. Let's see if it's over here in my IODs. Sorry, y'all. Here it is. This is the one with the bunny. It's got an egg, a basket, and 3 bunnies. And this is an IOD mold right now. That is very popular. And you can make you anything you want. Doesn't have to be Easter. You can leave it out all year. You like it? Thank you. You like it, Mary? Thank you. Isn't it cute? It is. It's just simple, easy, y'all. So grab you just some little basic things that you have. The crosses are a whole nother mold. Yes, let's see. See if that one's on that side. I may have put it underneath, y'all. I've got 2 drawers full of full of molds. I love to mold. I love the molds. My husband says I love mold. This is another IOD that's out right now with the crosses. And I get mine from Vintage Retail Therapy by Mara. She's also on Facebook and on YouTube. And if they're out, she'll get some more. So just drop her a note if you see if they're out, or she might have a little thing on there that says they're on back order, or send her a note and just let her know you want them, because they were sold out when I got them. I had to wait just a little while. They had just come out, but they were sold out, and it didn't take long at all. It only took like an extra week. It wasn't bad at all. And you can use bunnies all year, so it's not going to be a problem with getting a mold that you can use crosses and bunnies all year. So I hope y'all enjoyed that today, and we'll just hang it up on a little nail, and it'll be fine. Just cardboard, a little wood egg. This is a piece of the mold. This was done with the Formflex compound, and then just a little bit of grass on there, or a little bit of the moss. That's all. And the paint's from Paint Pixie. So I hope y'all enjoyed that, and I will put in the comments, where my things came from that I know, and that way if you wanted to get some to make you one, you can. So I'll see y'all again. You're welcome, Mary. I hope you make you some and show me and put them in my groups. So I will see y'all again next week. I should be on next Tuesday as far as I know, and we'll find something else quick and easy. I love quick and easy. Do you? Thank you for those thumbs up. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate y'all being here. It means the world to me. And I will see you again soon.